Hey guys, it's Stasha Erickson. I hope you're all doing well today. Well, I did a video on Friday. I don't know if all of you guys caught it or not. In fact, I'm pretty sure nobody caught it. Um, Facebook and YouTube have definitely placed me on some type of a blacklist, and they are filtering out all of my videos. The last like 10 videos that I've done have barely broken anywhere between like 50 and 200 views, which is insane because I have almost 4,000 of you on this channel. So please take a look at the most recent videos that I've done. I did some mining here in my backyard, and in Norway, we have an abundance of quartz, citrine, and smoky quartz and flint stone just growing underneath the ground here. And I mined some really huge stones and made a video about it on Friday and put them in my Etsy store. So I just want you guys to please go back and check that out if you didn't, because they're totally filtering me as per usual. But that's not what this video is about today. I haven't done a Mandela effect video in a really long time, and I wanted to tell you about the most recent Mandela effect that I found out about, and it's just completely blown my mind. Let me just pull something up here for you guys. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to ask you guys how you remember the US dollar sign. Now, because my name is Stasha and I have two S's in my name, back in like the 90s when I was a kid, I used to kind of write my name with a dollar sign for the S, like S-T-A, or dollar sign, S-T-A, dollar sign, H-A. And I just did this because I thought I was cool or whatever. But whenever I wrote the dollar sign was always an S with two lines down the center. So I want to ask you guys what you remember. Do you remember the dollar sign being an S with two lines? Or do you remember the dollar sign being an S with just one line down the middle? Because apparently now the dollar sign has changed. And I will show you guys some photo examples of it before I wrap up the video. But the dollar sign is no longer an S with two lines down it. It is now an S with just one line down the center. Now this is for the US dollar. I don't know if other countries that have dollar, like the Canadian dollar, if they always had an S with one line, but the US dollar definitely always had an S with two lines down the center. I'll even just read to you a little bit here on about the US dollar. It says the United States dollar sign, also abbreviated as US dollar sign and referred to as the dollar, US dollar or American dollar, is the official currency of the United States and its territories per the United States Constitution since 1792. Now, apparently, since 1792, it has always been an S with just one line down the center. I have never ever seen it this way. When the Mandela effect crossed my path, I was traveling between Sweden and London, and somebody in one of my Mandela effect groups on Facebook, probably you guys will see this video, posted up, the dollar sign has changed. What is going on? How do you guys remember it? And almost everybody in the feed remembered it as an S with two lines down the center. Yet now when you look at the official dollar sign, it basically just has one line. Even when you look on your keyboard of your computer, look down at the dollar sign. It's an S with just one line down the center. So I want to know when this changed. Has this always been an S with one line for you? Or has it always been an S with two lines, like myself and many other people remember? I think this is a very strange Mandela effect. They're always seeming to manipulate things that are very personal and meaningful to all of us, like things like money. Obviously, we have a monetary value system, set to everything. And then things like the Bible changing and such significant movie quotes changing, like Luke, I am your father, and life is like a box of chocolates. It just seems like they're kind of messing with us. They're taking all the foundational memories that we have from pop culture to money to the Bible and just slightly shifting everything. So I'd love to hear in the comments below what you guys remember. I will show you some examples of the photos after I wrap up this video here. And also, I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm finished traveling for the year. I've been traveling for 5.5 years, trying to gain Norwegian citizenship. My husband and I were married here in Norway 5.5 years ago. Yet we have never met the requirements for me to stay. So I have finally met the requirements that Norway need for me to live here. But unfortunately, their application system is ridiculous. In order for me to apply to live here, I have to pay almost $1,300 for an application. And I've paid this twice in the past, and we made just a little bit, not enough money those 2 times. And they took my entire $1,300 each time. So I think the Norwegian government has taken about, $3,000 from us, and just to reject us, to tell us you don't have enough money, but they take my money at the same time. It's really crazy. It's a lot of red tape. So I just wanted to let everybody know I'm in that process now. I have about 2 months to meet my goal of $1,300 to get this application in. I'm not allowed to work in Norway, so I can't even get a job here if I want to. So my entire job and finances are based on my Etsy store and readings that I do for people and the products that I make. So if you'd like to support me, if you need any guidance or assistance, I do healing ceremonies, I do curse removal ceremonies, I do past life readings, I do basic intuitive readings, I do 6-month tarot readings where I lay out your next 6 months ahead of you into one reading. And then I also have all these amazing organic products that I've handmade. I make protection candles out of bay leaves and sea salt. I make herbal crystal oils with selenite crystal, tea tree oil, and bay leaf and Himalayan salt. I make these great detox bath salts that are also made from Himalayan salts. Everything's handmade. And then again, I've mined these huge stones just out of my back garden just this weekend. So they've never been touched by human hands before. In the last video, I was actually picking up 2 of the stones I was calling fossils. I do have 2 fossilized stones in there. But 2 of the ones I was holding up and showing to you guys, when I looked at them again, I realized I grabbed 2 stones that were actually from somewhere else. One of the stones came from a castle wall from Dunluce Castle, which is a castle up in Northern Ireland. And when I had finished a healing ceremony, this chunk of the castle wall kind of fell off to my feet. So I saved it. I hung on to it for years. I used it for healing, for meditation. And then I eventually just decided that it was time to pass it on to somebody. So I placed that into my store as well. And another thing happened very similar to me when I was in the south of France. I was at the Magdala Tower in Rennes-le-Château, France. And this is the same church that was included in or featured in the movie The Da Vinci Code. It is all about Mary Magdalene and her story. And so we did a healing ceremony there. You can still see the healing ceremony on this channel. It's called the Rennes-le-Château Healing Journey. But after I did a big healing ceremony there for a bunch of people, the same thing happened. A piece of the tower wall fell off, crumbled to the ground, and was right near my feet. So I saved that as well. So I also placed that in the shop. It's really powerful. And again, some fossils, some clear quartz, smoky quartz, and also flint stone I've placed in there as well. So if you guys can go in and order some readings or order some products, it will really, really help support me on this journey. Finally, when I can live here, I can get a regular job and do regular stuff and even go to the doctor and go to the dentist and all these things that we take for granted when we live in our home country. It's been really hard for me all of these years to kind of not have a home, but not have a home. I've been floating, and being a vagabond is not really my style. I'm very, I don't know. I like to just be at home and be with my family and have a simple life. So having to travel and do this stuff all the time, it's just been really exhausting. So thanks for everybody who's supporting me along this journey. And now I'm going to show you guys the $ examples and of the latest Mandela effect. And I would love it if you could please give me your feedback in the comment section below and let me know what you remember. I'm going to be having an interview coming up pretty soon as well. I haven't done a Mandela effect interview since my last one with Lone Eagle, which was about 4 months ago. And so I'm going to have another interview this weekend with a guy named Steve Asher, who is a paranormal researcher and an author. And he's going to be interviewing me on his show, his radio show. I'm not sure exactly when it will air. We're going to be filming it or recording it live on Sunday, but I will let you guys know when that comes up, because I am right in the middle also of wrapping up the Mandela Effect Volume 2 book. And so I really need to get everybody's support and feedback on as many Mandela effects as possible before the end of this year so that I can include all of those effects in the Mandela Effect book, volume 2. Okay, guys, I hope you're well, and let's talk dollar signs now. Okay, love and peace from Norway. And here come the dollar signs. What do you remember?